All right, welcome back to Fake Nerds Watch. This is for Loki. I know this is weird because this is not the normal setup for our Fake Nerds Watch, but that's okay because sometimes we like to mix it up.
You could say this is a variant setting.
This is the variant setting
Brandon.
for Fake Nerds Watch, but we are here with Sacred Ben.
Hello.
From last week,
Oh
if you remember.
I just remembered that. Like, does Ben know any of what happened?
Wait, did you watch
time?
last week?
Did you watch last week's?
Should I have?
Episode?
You should have.
Now you should.
I would assume you'd want to watch the episode where your variant was on.
I had a what?
You had
Oh,
a variant,
Ben.
my
Oh,
friend.
you have to watch it.
Oh,
now.
damn.
Oh,
I love it
that's
so
right.
much.
Ryan Eliopoulos.
Hey, it's me. I'm sacred me.
And Sparks Witty.
The one and only.
I'm Brandon C. McClure. I don't know if I said that. Well, here we are. So this is a different setting for our Fake Nerds Watches, and we're talking about Loki. This is episode 3, Lamentis, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Where Loki and Sylvie get a little chat.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
There's a lot that happens in this episode. We get some cool action. We get some beautiful one long set piece
Very
actions
nice
at
one
the end.
take. Yeah.
Yeah, some good character stuff.
We get a lot of good character stuff, especially between
One take.
One take.
Well,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean.
No, but I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You can definitely see where the cuts are because
of
if
course.
you know the technique.
Sure.
But it is fun. It is still fun.
Yes.
Ben, your initial thoughts?
Uh,
We don't need last week's because again your variant was there.
I wasn't going to do last week's.
No,
Great.
I'm
You
just
never
kidding.
know.
Well, we have it on record.
I already missed his variant.
Who doesn't?
Sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
Sacred Ben.
Oh, okay then.
That was very strange.
That was
Doctor?
that was hurtful.
No, Sparks and I said the exact same thing in the exact same tone.
Yeah, we did.
That's how
We
you
said
know you're
sorry, Ben.
friends.
Go ahead.
Maybe I should have stayed in the variant. Should have kept doing this. This is weird. I don't know if I like this anymore.
Ben,
It's a
what did
very
you
weird
think about
episode.
episode 3?
I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the character stuff between Loki and Sylvie. I kind of liked how they got to know each other a little bit, and also I enjoyed the ending. It was weird
Yeah.
because I saw a tweet. I want to say it was a tweet from F5 where she was saying like the ending had her jumping up for joy. So I was expecting this bombastic cliffhanger or this bombastic reveal, and I don't
Who
know.
is she rooting for?
I don't know.
The moon.
The
clearly.
apocalypse.
Well, once
The
again, I
moon.
don't know if that was her tweeted or someone else, but someone else.
Moon.
There was someone else that said it was like, man, that ending was so. I love that ending. The ending was. I was cheering. I was like, then I got to the end. I was like, why were you cheering for this ending? They're gonna die.
Maybe just because like the situation is so insane. Like, how do they get out of this?
Yeah.
Because they're
The
going
action-
to.
maybe, yeah.
Because the
because
action
there's-
of them working together was really good.
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
2 more episodes. They're not going to die.
I
Spoilers.
also really like Loki's new ability of just tossing magic at people.
Mhm.
I'm not even kidding. I love it. I'm so glad he's doing that because a lot of the time when he does like magic tricks, like magic attacks, they turn into like knives or the like.
yeah.
But this is just like a magic ball that he just tosses at people. I'm like, hell yeah! Give
is
me
cool.
more of that magic.
I like this episode a lot. This is the first episode where I have a couple like quibbles,
Mhm.
like nothing that really like I guess you call them nitpicks because I'm sure other people don't really.
Spicy.
I guess so. I mean, I still really like the show, but like really like it's all the character stuff that I just really really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can still spend so much of this like big blockbuster show just having people chat and it's like learning about these characters and like why are you the way you are, and like it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I said to Ryan after we watched it that I'm like, I think this was the episode that cemented for me. Like, I think this is the first. No, it's not the first one. WandaVision is what it is. But compared to Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't feel Falcon and Winter Soldier did enough to justify why it wasn't just a film.
Sure.
That's ultimately where I come to because I'm like, it didn't do enough with the characters at all points to be a television show. It felt like just a long Marvel movie, which is one of my issues with it. Even though I still enjoyed it, like that's still one of my issues with it. This was the one where I was like, I feel the justification of why this is a show because you can't have the kind of character stuff between Sylvie and Loki like this in a movie. It would be cut short.
Yeah.
And I feel like they made a lot of mileage with this episode. Like you think about it comparatively, Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't have the kind of moment between Bucky and Sam that Loki and Sylvie have here, which like obviously it's not a getting to know each other thing that should have happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it should have been something where they're talking about the dynamic between them a little more.
Mhm.
And that never happened, and that happens here, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. There's a moment that I just real quickly, not as profound as what you just said, but there's a moment I want to highlight.
Sure.
And when they're doing the train thing and Sylvie falls asleep and she wakes up and Loki's singing. One of my favorite little tidbits of the episode is that in that song, I don't know what language he's actually speaking, but in the song, they say speaking as Guardian.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool that
Yeah.
they gave him that moment, because you don't really remember a lot of these things that, like, yeah, Asgardians probably had their own language and he should know it.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's fun little character building.
It's
Yeah,
also
I
like,
agree.
in that situation for like Sylvie, like how much does she know that language? Because like she's had a
Yeah.
literally completely different upgrading while still being quote unquote like the same person.
Yeah.
So it's again like nice little like variants in their lives. Where,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's some good, nice little nuggets.
Good
Also-
jingle too.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good jingle. Also, one of the things I really enjoyed about this episode was the reveal that everyone who works at the TVA, they're variants.
Yes.
Oh, it's
That's the big
spiciest.
reveal of the episode. I
Spiciest.
think.
Yeah, that was like when we see the that one TVA agent in the the margarita bar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then she's like, I know this. And it's like, tell me who's guarding the timekeepers. And it's like, it's switching on. There's like all this weird stuff going on. I was like, whoa, what's happening here? And then it's revealed that they're all variants. I'm like, hold up, what?
That was a really interesting way to open the episode.
Yeah, we see how her enchantments work, and she explains it in this episode.
Mhm.
And like, hey, if they're weak-minded, it's pretty easy. But like,
If they have stronger minds, she has to like try and suck them back into a memory,
she has to
Mhm.
like be with them the whole time, and like
Yeah.
it's a lot more bigger
like
process.
a hypnotizing trick.
Like a hypnotizing trick. Yeah.
Or a Jedi mind trick.
Ooh, same universe. Speaking of Star Wars, Mandalorian, this was definitely filmed in a volume.
Absolutely.
100%.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I was just like, man, this feels super like I love that it's so cosmic and like it feels like true to what we know as like Marvel's MCU
Yeah.
cosmic. But I'm like, feels a little Mandalorian.
Yeah, a little
a
bit.
little bit, especially with some of the ships. I'm like, oh, okay.
But you know what? Still proving that volume looks good.
Yeah, it's super impressive. And there's like only like one shot, and it's not like a bad looking shot. It's just
Yeah.
like they're walking in the middle of like a desert. And I'm like, oh, they're definitely not really walking in a desert.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a movie and like it's a lower budget TV show or bigger
Yeah.
budget TV show, quote unquote. So I'm like,
Or
it's not that bad.
That brings up a really good point, though, that the volume is a really great tool to bring like that sort of television, this type of cinematic television that we've been seeing lately, into at least not matching the money of a feature film, but starting to look a lot closer than we've been before.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting.
Like
This
I
is-
can still believe that this takes place in the same world as the films.
Yes.
Yeah. This
Like,
is the
I'm
highest
not
budget.
having to do a lot of suspension.
Yeah. It still looks good. This is definitely the highest budget Doctor episode we will ever get. Like, there's no doubt. Like, it's those comparisons are real. But like this one, I was like, oh man, this is like the Master and Doctor just hanging out in an episode together.
Yeah, absolutely. Man,
Sure.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about actually Russell T Davies' final, The End of Time, with John Sim and David Tennant returning as
Mhm.
the Doctor and the Master.
Yeah,
That's a good episode. I've been thinking about that a lot lately for some reason.
Sure.
the Doctor.
Maybe because of the show, actually.
There you
Maybe.
go.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that everyone who works for the TVA are variants is really interesting, because the people who've been working for the TVA have been lied to.
Right, because the TVA is
I-
bullshit.
Yeah,
as we've suspected.
I yelled out loud as soon as I said, I was like, oh my god, it's all bullshit. This is all fake.
It's
Yeah.
like, what else have the timekeepers been bullshitting them about?
And I wonder,
The
like,
whole thing.
So I wonder, so that like changes. Does that change Mobius's character in the comics, because he's now supposedly he's also a variant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like what the TVA in the comics is and what it is in MCU are vastly different
Yeah.
things. But yeah, this just makes him like, instead of him being like this, like, oh, I've lived for thousands of years or whatever. Like, no, he was probably some dude in Ohio who got kidnapped by Kang, and he's just like, you're work for me now, mind wipe.
Who got to ride jet skis?
Oh my god, dude, the end of the show is ending with him on jet skis. If it
Absolutely.
doesn't,
If it
Chekhov's
doesn't,
jet ski.
if it doesn't end with Mobius on a jet ski, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Sacred timeline Mobius.
That's the post-credit scene.
Absolutely. Oh, it is a post-credit scene. You're right. There you go.
Wow.
You just see him. Is he got a jet ski on an ocean, or is he got a jet ski on a lake?
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Water's water, baby.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Water is water.
Water's
I'm
water.
gonna say,
Rhino
I'm gonna say
Alpha.
lake because it's funnier. Because if you do a wide shot, then it's really calm water, and then he comes from the side
yeah.
and just wow.
Yo, man, the
That's
director
when
of the
Owen
show,
Wilson turns into Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
the director of the show said there's no wows in this show, and I'm like,
The biggest tragedy.
listen, I'll believe no Mephisto.
Could be in a
but
post-credit scene
You
though.
can't tell me there's no wows.
That's not technically the show.
That's true.
Or he could just be lying, like
oh, you know what? They all
like
lie.
the timekeepers
When
are.
have they ever lied to us? All the time.
all the time. Yeah.
But this one, I joke tweeted. I was like, "This is the biggest tragedy that we've ever endured since the coronavirus."
I'm already upset about the concept and possibility that Sylvie won't be around after this show.
She has to be. Like, there's no way they. Oh, she's so good.
But and I'm just, where will she go?
Yeah.
What would she do? It's probably just this. So
Honestly,
I'm enjoying it.
to be fair, like there's a trailer that came out with a specific character, and like there's no reason that character would be in this movie. So I'm like, it's the Marvel universe now. Like the Enchantress could show up in the Young Avengers thing because that's where she comes from. So like, I can't.
There's room for it. Sure.
I can't speculate the future because like the show's not even over yet. We don't even know where she ends up.
Yeah, I'm just no, I know. We'll see.
No, I have the cat problem.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. I do wonder if maybe she'll start running the TVA against Kang. If our theory that Kang has been running the TVA this whole time works, so that could be where she shows up. But also really depends if she ends the show as a hero or a villain.
Yeah, because they're doing like the Marvel thing of like, oh, this bad guy is actually the good guy.
Yeah.
So like, but like, are they gonna do the thing next episode where it's just like, oh, she's horrible actually, and I'm like,
but she's actually bad.
Yeah.
But she's actually good.
Yeah. I have a feeling that she has a big history with the TVA that they have not told us anything about.
What if she worked for the TVA?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because if she's a variant, then she would have been destroyed at birth.
Yes.
Like she would not have been able to survive this long.
She would be a variant who figured out the truth.
There's a story we don't know yet why she's alive, and now she has a vendetta against the TVA for some reason.
If the TVA is Scientology, she's Katie Holmes.
Oh, got it. I was like, Batman Begins, like Dawson's Creek.
Hold on, what?
Got it. Okay.
I was thinking also Rachel. Did you mean Rachel McAdams from Doctor Strange?
I did not.
Doctor Strange shows up.
Yeah, I think she used to work for the TVA. 100%. Sorry, the cat distracted me.
No, you're fine. It happens.
I think that she. Oh no, lost it.
Nope.
It's okay. I do think she's going to end up running the TVA though.
Yeah, I think. Well, I feel like the lady,
Ravonna.
is probably still going to run the TVA.
I feel like she's gonna because she's
just gonna run it in a different direction.
She's blindfolded right now, and then when the stuff happens, she's like, "Oh, like this is all a lie. I want to make it good. I want to make it the good version of what it's supposed to be."
Oh, I remember. I think that one of the interesting things is they told us that they were dealing with a rogue Loki, but they didn't exactly tell us how long they've been dealing with a rogue Loki. Which means that probably, as Marc said, as Ryan alluded to, the idea that she used to work for the TVA and then she was disillusioned or something happened and she realized who she really was and left. She could also still be pretending to be a Loki. Yeah, but I don't know how likely that is anymore. I think
I don't think she's pretending.
I think that's they're 2 in 1. Like
yeah. Oh, I recall. Where do we think her diversion happened?
Birth.
she didn't roll left.
Well,
oh my goodness. What about babies? Do babies get erased when they're like, I rolled left instead of right?
Well, wouldn't it theoretically be
cold?
It could not be birth, but I guess like a guess could be that it's when she was told she was adopted instead of finding out on her own.
Could be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So when
which is a key detail we get in this episode,
right? Because she was told early.
Yeah.
But not whereas Loki found out way later.
And he had a whole hissy fit about it, and then the Avengers beat his ass.
That's true.
I just watched that arc exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having myself a little Loki marathon, watching all the Loki films. So Avengers. I watched
Lokathon.
Oh,
are you watching like
Lokathon?
Original Loki or just?
Well, now
Loki?
I'm going to original Loki because I want to watch Dark World and Ragnarok.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to watch Ragnarok, but I haven't seen Dark World in a while.
You mean since you saw Endgame?
Yes.
We had a whole thing.
Yes.
We did a whole thing, so you definitely watched it.
Now I have 3 pieces of MCU media that reframes Dark World in a different light. So I'm kind of like, well, now I have this knowledge. I'll go back and check it out, see if my opinion has changed a little bit.
Still not a good movie.
I'm sure it's a fine movie.
Just like, oh, that's the thing from the other
movie. Still like
movie.
when Chris Evans pretends he's Loki.
That's a good scene.
That's true. All 10 seconds.
But yeah, I could theoretically.
I probably value Frigga more. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I remember like the last time we watched it, the thing was like, visually, this movie looks great. But like, because we were looking at like, oh man, these shots are like really good.
What was another piece about Frigga? We learned today that she doesn't. Sylvie doesn't know Frigga.
No.
Right. Yeah. So different mom.
Yeah, different mom. Interesting.
Different upbringing. So that's why I said like
she might have been because her name in the show is Laufey daughter. Maybe she was raised in Jotunheim.
Ooh,
that's what I was. That's
no, because she would have still been adopted because she says, "I know I was adopted."
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Maybe
okay.
maybe she was actually Asgardian, Maybe she's the child. No, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Maybe she was adopted.
Oh, you think
much-
like reverse, like she was the child of Odin who got taken by Laufey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
or she's
Maybe.
still Laufey daughter, but she was adopted by Odin much later.
Yeah, but she still doesn't know.
Yeah.
Frigga.
But if she's so by Laufey daughter, then she knows that she's
We're definitely gonna get either next episode. There's only what, like 3 episodes
three
left.
episodes left. Yeah.
We're her
Halfway
whole,
through.
Yeah, her whole backstory.
I'm
That's
actually
quick.
really interested in that now, especially now that we know their paths diverge so much. I'm really curious to see what her backstory is and
I
where
didn't
she came from.
expect this episode to stay so focused on them just getting to know each other, nor did I expect it to stay in one location as long as it did.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be going many places, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually really happy we're just staying here.
Yeah, there's many scenes where they're just sitting and talking, and I really appreciated those.
I did too.
This was a Snowpiercer as well.
Yeah, a little bit of
train at the
Snowpiercer.
end,
Oh, yeah.
end of the world. Rich people want to get, or poor people want to get on.
I like his plan is just change costume, and her plan is like, what? This isn't a plan.
Right. He just tries to bullshit his way through
It's like
things.
it's fine, we're going.
Loki is desperately incompetent in
Yeah.
this, in
'Cause,
this
yeah, he hasn't-
interpretation, which I guess is like kind of accurate. So
Yeah, because like he might have like the history of what he does, but he's not become that actual person yet. So like he's
No,
still
I
like
know,
his
yeah.
skills are still like I think that working for Thanos is a good idea.
I grant you that. I'm thinking like this Loki compared to Thor: The Dark World Loki, and Thor: The Dark World Loki was pretty competent. But this one's
jail for a long time though.
I mean, it could also just be the fish out of water thing still. Like he's still not comfortable with his surroundings in the TVA, and now he's on a different planet with no Heimdall, and
it's true.
yeah, it could just be that. But I did notice that in this episode too.
they make him more comedic in his failure than he usually is,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
yeah,
fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the tone of it.
Yeah.
Tom
yeah.
Hiddleston is still a joy to watch as this character.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he's loosened. This version of Loki has loosened up since knowing his stuff.
Mhm.
He's just like, yeah, sometimes it just goes bad, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of I think really good action beats. We talked about the single take, but I also really like the one on the train.
Yeah.
When Loki is clearly very drunk and cannot throw a knife. I thought that was a fun one.
Love
Like, he's
is
like-
like a knife.
Dagger.
It's like a
Like a
dagger,
dagger, yeah.
And it reflects. Wait, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
It did, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
I just love it when he's like, take a shirt, and then he does the fireworks. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Oh, he's so drunk.
Yeah. I like the fireworks display thing. I thought that was cute.
that
Like
was
a little
cute.
video game emote. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know actually how much more there is to say about the
I
episode
really
of Among Us.
don't
I know.
I want to talk about the Tempad because I think it's dumb.
Okay.
I think, and I understand it's like retro futuristic stuff with the TVA. I just think it's kind of lame that like the device the whole episode is based off of is a battery charge thing, and this
Sure.
is the thing that like rules the universe.
Yeah.
They could have done something with like a DNA sequencer, like only this person can use it. I just found like we got to charge the thing. I thought it was just like very lame.
They
to
could
be
have
honest.
just landed and broken it on impact.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I just thought that device, like, and it focused on the like for the episode for like 20 minutes, where like they have to go do stuff for it. I'm like, I like it, but I'm just like I think it's a dumb idea, to be honest.
No, I definitely kind of agree with that. Because I was watching and I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. I kept being like, is
Yeah.
Loki lying about the battery?
Yeah.
Is like that his game that he wants her to think the battery is dead so he gets her to talk more.
Mhm.
But that never came. In fact, it just got broken. So I was like, okay, well,
Well,
that was weird.
if she
they're
works
still-
with the TVA, she
they're
would know.
still stuck. We're still there in the next episode, so let's
Yeah.
see if Loki's not still.
Oh, that's true.
bullshitting.
But to Ryan's point, I did wait for that in this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
There's-
And I didn't. I told Ryan while we were watching it that I'm like, I guess I could buy that. Like, in case a variant grabbed it and took off, they can only go so far, without like charging back at the source. And I
Mhm.
guess I can buy that.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. I agree. Like it's not the best, but it clearly like was one of those things where you work backwards from. We need them stranded in a place for a while to talk to each other. The battery.
Yeah, I just think it was just like an overcomplication of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. There's a moment where Loki like force pushes an entire building,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I'm just I get wanting to explore more of his powers. Like we've seen him like get the Roomba or whatever, but like if he could do that, then like he should beat the Avengers.
Yeah,
Are you
that-
kidding me?
That
Like,
was
that's why
Yeah.
I think he's being enchanted.
So,
oh.
Yeah, I think this whole episode is an enchantment.
I don't think the whole episode.
not the whole episode, but the moment where she pretends that, like, I think, because there's like, going online talking like on Twitter and stuff, like he is very much the hero of his own story in this episode. Not that he's not, because it's his show, obviously.
What does she have to gain from doing that if it started there?
I don't know idea.
Right, because like
no, I don't know.
She wants to get away from him at that moment, and I'm wondering if the enchantment didn't come
To get the temp pad.
I'm wondering if the enchantment didn't come when she was explaining it to him while they were walking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He does offer at one point, why don't you enchant me? And it's like, no, your mind's too strong. So it could have been like a misdirect.
Yeah. I like, man, and like, even if it's not, and like I saw now there's theories of like, oh man, he has a time stone. He actually has the Infinity Gauntlet with it. I'm like, now we're just getting stupid. And this is not what I want this show to be.
If Loki in the next episode pulls out from somewhere the Infinity Gauntlet,
or not even just all the stones,
The
but like
time stone.
yeah, but like someone's like, oh, he grabbed a bunch of the stones when he wasn't looking. Like, that just like lessens what the show's about then, and that's not what I want this show to be.
He'd also have to grab the specific time stone that worked in the world that they went to.
Yeah,
that's why I'm just like, I just, the thing with him pushing an entire building is just a little much for me.
I totally agree, because I saw that, I was like, boy, that's a nifty power you should have had many times before.
And this is still young Loki, yeah.
So I totally forgot about the part where he force pushes the building. He's like, or he force holds the building.
Man, that's impressive that you forgot that, because I definitely had to like, what happened there?
I did the same
collectively,
thing.
we were like, oh, so he's enchanted, right? And
I can't. There has to be some explanation or reason, because that was at the end of the episode, and they know like that was weird.
And so
okay,
and
so hold on.
Real quick,
No.
I
Let
want
me
to describe
finish.
to you the scene, because it's the bit where the building comes down. It's right before the end of it, when the thing is destroyed, and he doesn't do this, which is a good kid. He does this.
No, it's not. It's he tilts his head up.
Yeah.
And when he tilts his head up, the building flies back.
And the building, and I definitely looked at that and I said, like, if they had done the hand thing, it would have been a lot more clear of what just happened.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
No, because right when he stops the building, and then he's like, I got this, and then it like pushes back. I was like, hold up, he could do that?
Yeah.
And my brain just instantly tried to think, I was like, when has Loki ever done anything like that? Exactly, never. So now it's like him being enchanted makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And the only counter I have against that is with Sparks of like, what's the end goal? But like, I don't know her end goal except for she wants to destroy the TVA. So like, I think there's more motive. So like, I'm hoping this will all work itself out.
Like, if she can enchant him, the goal I would assume would be to get the temp pad.
Yeah.
You didn't need to enchant him through all that
to
get
I
that
agree.
from him. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I hear you. I think like that's probably a valid reason that happened, is the enchantment. I'm just wondering, what is the con there, or are they conning each other? Like, is she enchanting him, but he also lied about the bad? Like, I don't know. Who knows?
Because if this is all real and the arc did blow up, then like, if these characters actually die, I just don't see an easy way for them to get out of it.
That's why I anticipated the post credits just something of Mobius showing up.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
because like, I think it's also, excuse me, if it is just like, oh, like right before they die, Mobius just comes and saves it, I'm like, that's kind of lame.
yeah.
I think that's kind of lame.
So I mean, like, she walks off at the end, and so we know she's gonna go sit somewhere with her back facing Loki, kind of sad, because that's the shot everyone saw in the trailer and thought was Black Widow.
Yes.
Because of the way she threw off her cape when she. And to be fair, from the back, that does look like Black Widow.
Blonde hair lady. You're right.
Yeah, it looks like her. I get it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm sure those questions will be answered. I can't imagine that wasn't on purpose, the building thing,
Yeah.
like at the end of the episode, to make us wonder.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened there? And speculate and consider,
Because I don't really even make a big deal about it.
I hope, and I. So my other thing is like, even if I'm like extending it to, sure, it's an enchantment, Loki should be confused by that, because he shouldn't have that power.
Yeah.
So he should also be like, how did I do that?
Oh, real quickly before I forget, I also, one of the other things that they diverge is she only knows the one trick that she taught herself, and he knows all these other magic that he learned from Frigga.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had thought.
You can tell she's really like, she really wants
Which is
to.
why
Like, she
she's
wanted
the
that family.
Which is why she's the enchantress, because she only knows how to enchant.
It's found family.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Yeah. I really like this episode though. I'm happy with the show so far.
Did too.
Absolutely.
I am. I don't have as many reservations as I did with Falcon Winter Soldier at about the same point.
I think
Yes, I agree.
this is like, because this is like, this was made like after the first two shows, so I think maybe they had a little more room to go like, okay, like this is where some of the mistakes we
Yeah.
might have made. Like this definitely feels like I have way less issues, and we're halfway through, so it makes me happy.
I mean,
It helps that right off the bat, you're like, well, we're not doing politics, so
Yeah, but there's also like, it could also next week just completely tank. So
it could. I like, we're halfway there, but so far this is a pretty strong showing.
Yeah.
I really like the planet. I like the color of it.
Me too. Is that purple?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really like when Loki tries his bullshit to pretend to be the lady's husband.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's like bomb.
Never said anything that nice.
That's a really good
That
bit.
was-
Oh,
I
look at
really
the
enjoyed
shotgun.
that,
Yeah.
A lot of good humor balanced with like good sincerity.
Loki is canonically bisexual, which is great.
Yes.
Yes, there was
yeah.
something and theoretically so is Sylvie by the
Yeah.
way that he says it to her.
Yeah.
She would be too. They're very fluid.
That makes him, chronologically speaking, the first openly queer character in the MCU.
There you go. Now let's see if anyone else has if they have the balls to sexually.
logically speaking.
Because he showed up before Wiccan.
Oh.
Oh, well, okay, sure. I now see what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll allow it, I guess.
The reveal came after Wiccan, but Wiccan still has not come out yet because he's 2.
Thor
either.
definitely sleeps with like whoever he wants.
It's true.
Like
Once you get, I
they
feel
might
like-
not ever say it in the movies, but he's bisexual as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once you reach like the thousands of years, it's like people are people.
Once
Right.
you get into Ragnarok, I
Hot
definitely
is
felt
hot.
that.
Like
Hot is hot.
you're done.
Dude, that's a good
yeah.
phrase. Hot as hot. Yeah.
Hot is hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Water is water, and hot is hot.
There you go. You're learning so
We're
much.
learning it, guys.
Fake Nerds watch. Yeah.
I think they did. I'm trying to remember the specific thing. There's like a part in their conversation where Loki like Sylvie asks him something and Loki kind of like gets somber and moves away from the topic, but I can't
Yeah.
remember what the topic was.
I can't remember at this point either, but I do remember that.
But yeah, clearly getting at something that's irking him,
Yeah.
and something that she understands. So I'm sure it'll be explored more.
Yeah.
But just good character shit. Good proper introduction of this character, Sylvie.
Yeah. Do we think, question
Yeah,
for the crew,
Sure. Mhm.
do we think Frigga's in the show?
I don't think so.
You mean beyond like the flashback stuff?
On the flashback stuff?
I don't.
No,
Think so.
think so.
no.
My brain says no, but my heart says yes.
Because he didn't really get the what Thor got
No.
after Frigga's death.
And I would,
But I
make-
don't think he does. He needs. He's a
I would
different
make
character.
an argument. I would
Yeah.
make an argument that he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
he was Frigga's favorite.
because
and he knew that.
the Loki who deserved that moment with Frigga is dead.
True.
This is not that Loki. Like
Yeah.
that Loki learned that the other Loki screwed up and got her killed.
Yeah.
This is not that Loki. And yeah, he could, but we get what that relationship is. I don't know that there's anything to mine for this particular version
Mhm.
in having that moment for the future or
Right.
for this show.
I mean, I know they're not getting Anthony Hopkins, so I figured one of the parents.
I
might
also
show
don't
up.
think they need to.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you got all that you needed about his relationship with those characters from the first episode. Just how he feels about like, oh, I could have had this with Thor, and oh,
Mhm.
my father like acknowledged me as his son before he passed,
Yeah.
and I owe my mom a lot because I got her killed. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's processed all that, but I don't know that you get anything from him like going to a time where she's alive. And the only way I could see it is if he goes back like way far, like
Right.
before Frigga had him.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That I could see,
Or
'Cause there
before
might
Odin
be-
brought him.
because there might be. That's what I mean. Yeah. Before he was part of the Asgardian home, I could see something of value in doing that. Because that's like a Frigga he never knew.
Yeah.
Not really. So maybe, but that's kind of the only circumstance I can really see it being worthwhile under.
Sure. That's a good
I'm
point.
open to it.
Yeah.
I just
like that
I'm
actress.
not
Yeah.
banking on it.
Yeah.
Rene Russo.
Because of time stuff, it would be interesting if it's him like going back even to maybe when he was just a baby and he just got there or just before.
Right.
It's like a
that could be
situation of like,
something.
you seem very familiar. Who are you?
Or
It's
you
like, I'm
just
your
see-
son from the future.
Or you just see him watch the back of Odin's head bring Frigga a baby.
The show has no reason to make me feel like it wouldn't do this, but I would like I just want it to be purposeful. It's just like, hey, look, we got her. Here's this thing, and I'm like, cool. What does that do for Loki? Like,
Yeah.
it's got to have a reason.
Well-
But it could.
Then let me ask: do we think
Sure.
any other Asgardians show up in the show?
I mean, I would love it if you just put the Warriors 3 in it for no freaking reason.
Me too.
Sure. It's like I obviously I would want every cameo.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of what the show is.
I will be honest with you. This is the show where I think it would be really cool if Lady Sif came back in some major way.
There was a rumor that she was in this a little while ago.
She's in
I
something
guess
else.
here's the
isn't she?
thing. Like,
Love
I
and
think
Thunder.
I think yes, an Asgardian shows up if somehow this Loki is going to become new Loki
Mhm.
of the MCU proper.
Right.
But I'm not certain if that's going to be the case or not. I am wondering if this is Tom Hiddleston's proper swan song. His variant will be wiped out, perhaps replaced in the main MCU by Sylvie.
Sure.
And his
That would be
his time is
interesting.
done.
I'd be,
Yeah.
I'd be
Because
alright
the
with
thing
that.
is, like, if you do reintroduce Loki, he's a new version of Loki, true, but he will just be picking up all those relationships with like Thor and everything again.
and we
like,
already
do we
have
need to do
this
that?
with Gamora as well,
That's
Right.
true.
because she's literally just like a character from another.
Why
time
wasn't
period.
from
Gamora
another
wiped out?
Yeah.
timeline without that. Yes, exactly.
So I don't think we need two of those. You're right.
Yeah. So I do think that Tom Hiddleston's Loki could belong in the MCU still going forward, but it
Yeah.
would have to be like
A
he's
different
on
role.
he's on a different path.
Yeah.
If his mission becomes doing stuff with Mobius, maybe countering Kang, he becomes a part of whatever the TVA does
That'd
in
be
the
sick
future.
if he just works like with the TVA in the future. too.
Yes,
And if
and
he's
that
fighting Kang, then that would create an opportunity that he would ties into the Avengers again.
yeah, and I think
Oh,
there's
that'd be cool.
I think there's room for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But past that, it's hard for me to see him like coming back proper. Anyway, my point of that all being,
Yes.
if his Loki were to be restored to the MCU proper, that's how I see an Asgardian showing up in the show. Like that's his point of reconnection,
Mhm.
which would be cool if it's Lady Sif, because like it could be like we don't know where she is.
Yeah.
And so that could be an interesting way to pull her back into the story.
Yeah.
True.
There's
but
rumors that she's also in Love and Thunder, but I don't think those have been.
nothing has
right.
been clearly stated about when she's returning or what.
She's the only member of the Warriors 3 that live, because she's the fourth member.
right.
It's like the Three Musketeers. You got that other one.
So we'll see. I don't know.
Well, it just seems like we're winding down.
That's it.
Yeah.
Episode 3 of Loki.
I truly don't really know where the show's gonna go next, and
No.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Like I have nothing in particular I'm anticipating. I do hope there is some kind of answer to the building thing.
Yeah.
I do. So there must be some acknowledgement of it in the next episode, but I hope it's not bad.
I love checking in like on interviews with these directors, just to see like their thought process and stuff now that it's over. And I had a train of thought. I lost it. You son of a gun.
A Snowpiercer thought.
Nope, it's gone.
Snope is gone.
Just kidding. She said that there are cameos coming and you wouldn't believe it. And I'm like, I don't think this is a Paul Bettany situation where he's making a joke. I think there's definitely going to be some like really cool shit that we just haven't seen.
I know the cameo I still want is Thanos.
Yeah.
I want more of how Thanos tricked Loki, manipulated Loki.
We'll talk about it in the news, but there's a new Thanos origin story coming from Kieran Gillen that's about him being an Eternal. So if we're going to get Thanos stuff, I think it's actually going to be in Eternals.
Yeah, I agree. That's the cameo I want. And when they say cameo, you wouldn't believe. I'm like, that's the one I want, because that's the relationship with Loki I want to see more of.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see any of it.
It's all implied except for the moment when Loki's killed in Infinity War.
Mhm.
Other than that, it's all implication of how Thanos affected Loki. And I'm like, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it all.
You're right. And that's that for Loki.
All right, so I guess that'll do it.
I would love like a clip montage thing, like what we got in the first episode, but it's of all these things you never saw before, instead of things from the movies you saw before.
Yeah.
I would love if we got a second one of those that does that. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Something that's like somebody trying to get at Loki
See,
with all his like lowest points.
That's what I kind of thought was going to happen when we first saw the flashback stuff.
I still can't get over that they did the DB Cooper thing in the first episode just for bullshit.
And it's like a
I can't get
throwaway
over
joke.
that.
Yeah.
Just cause. All right, so that'll do it, I guess, for Loki episode 3.
Yeah, it's just a good episode.
Lamentis.
Versulium. Lamentis? That was
What'd
called?
you
Versulium?
What is that?
don't know.
It's definitely Lamentis, my friend.
It's what I thought the episode was called for 5 minutes.
It's like a Doctor
That's
Who thing again.
helium?
No, I'm joking. So Lamentis.
Yes.
Episode 3 Lamentis. So that'll do it. Next time we might be here. We might be doing our box
Who
thing.
knows what
Who
we'll
knows?
be doing? This is I not stoked about the fact that all the Marvel shows that are now going to come out on Wednesdays because it's very
Yeah.
hard for us to keep up with that.
Yes.
We struggle a little bit because we're always going to be a little bit behind.
The Friday time slot was very nice for us.
It was, and then they changed it, and I'm like, cool, I get to see it sooner. Then it's like, oh no.
My other thing is because like we do watch it the night it comes out, and then I have to remember it like 5 days later instead of just 2.
Yeah. But so stay tuned for episode. We will keep going as long as Disney will put them out, I guess.
100%.
Forever.
So episode 4 of Loki's come back next week for that. And until then, you can check out all of our stuff on the YouTubes, and I'll make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to actually look at you. Like this video.
Please.
Subscribe to this channel.
Please.
Like, see that button that looks like this? Push it.
Please.
Not the one that looks like this. The one that looks like this.
By the time you've watched this, the thumbnail for episode 2 should be fixed, so it'll look nice. No offense, Brendan.
That's fair. Did you see? I
saw what you
out
did.
the one.
I saw what you did.
I
two.
saw that.
I'll put a new one on.
No, I saw that thumbnail. I'm like, something happened, but I liked it. I thought it was
I
funny.
just because I was like, I can't make one. 2.
I know what episode 2's thumbnail is, and it's Loki doing the salad.
Nice.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
them start selling a Loki salad at Disneyland.
Didn't you love that bit, Ben?
When he was doing the salad, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why did my
Please,
variant love it?
Your variant loved it. Yeah.
Please, you need to learn all about your variant and Francie.
Francie.
What?
Jesus.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
I'm scared.
You need to watch
Nothing,
that
nothing to be
episode.
scared about. It's amazing.
So we're hyping up episode 2. We're coming up with episode 4, so stay tuned for all that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, as I said, and you can check out all of our other shows on this channel, such as Fake Nerd Book Club, which we're kind of on a hiatus now, coming back soon. Basement Arcade and Basement Arcade Pause Menu. Ben has a new episode of that out soon.
Yay.
Do you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Just yay?
Yeah.
Okay,
No. Yeah.
fine. Anyway, and so we also have I'm kidding, Ben. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just E3 ended a while ago, and myself, Inga, and my buddy Patrick from Retro Blast Podcast, we sat down and talked about our reactions and essentially our thoughts on this past E3. So that's going to
Cool.
be coming up. I don't know when this is going to be coming after this, but soon. There you go.
The
soon.
electronic.
It's
3.
either up when you're watching this or it's up soon. Keep checking. Just keep
Keep
going.
checking.
Just keep a weather eye on this channel,
going.
and it'll pop up. You'll see it.
You can check out what other shows do we have. This
A
we've
lot.
done all the other Marvel shows. You can check that out. We have Animation Station, our newest show, which is up now. The first episode of Adventure Time BMO.
Yes.
And check out my audio show if you want to. Conversation.
We just did a podcast episode about.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
going
okay.
backwards. Conversation. You can check out Conversation, and of course, the mothership show that encompasses everything is the Fake Nerd Podcast.
Sure.
It's got everything. We are going live again on Sunday. We had gone live again this past Sunday where we talked about what are we talking about today? F9, the Fast Saga.
I was about to say, it's like, do you want me to say
Definitely watch that movie.
F9, the Fast Saga.
F9.
Possibly the greatest title of a movie I've ever heard.
I really hope the next one is not called Fast 10, the Fast Saga.
I
Oh.
can't. It won't be. There's no way because inconsistency.
They're never
is key.
consistent.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
But I'm always worried that the next one will be the consistent one and screw up everything.
No, I trust the Linster.
No, it's definitely fast 10 your seatbelts. They're
has to
not
be.
stupid.
It has
They
to
know.
be.
They know.
We have been praying for this to happen for how long? Since what?
I want that
7?
more than I want them to go to space.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
honestly.
Well, spoilers. We got one of those
So
already.
check out what we thought about F9 up on the YouTube channel with all the news. We did talk about E3. I'm assuming we havened actually recorded it
At
yet.
least a little
Spoiler alert.
Maybe that's why we're sitting here.
Mm.
And
What is time?
of course our book club?
It's a
So
lake.
this coming up
You're so
week.
right.
This coming up week we'll do Luca. We decided.
Yeah, it seems like we're gonna do Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See us there.
The new Pixar original, Disney Plus original, Luca.
Yep.
So okay, you check out all this stuff at FakeNerdPodcast.com, FakeNerd Podcast on all the social medias. I'm at BT McClure on Instagram and Twitter. Ben,
You can find me apparently being scared of my variant at BenMagnet27 on Instagram and Twitter.
be afraid. Ryan,
DJ Tony Snark everywhere.
Sparks.
You can find me having absolutely no variants at Sparks Witty on Instagram and Twitter, SPARKZ Witty. Only trust the original.
Sacred Sparks.
Until next time you see us, stay fake nerds.